Hi there, everyone. My name is Eric Richards, and today we are going to continue our mini-series on how to see a home, or from my point of view, show a home that was built in the 1950s and 60s, located in Colorado Springs, Colorado. Starting off on the outside of the home, we're going to walk up to it, and we're going to take a pause, and we're going to look at some of the physical aspects of the home. We're going to look at the windows. Are they aluminum? Are they single pane aluminum? Are they double pane vinyl windows? Are they wood windows? Though not common in Colorado Springs, they can occur, especially at that luxury price point. Also, what's the age of the roof? Are we looking at a new multi-dimensional shingle? They're pretty easy to spot compared to a T-lock or a 3-tab, so I'll be sure to point that out. Does it have a chimney? How's the chimney look from the street? Also, the paint job, or is it stucco? Is it siding of some other type like Hardybacker? It's been remodeled recently and they put that on. We'll also take a look at, does it have sewer line flushouts? I'm thinking of Security Widefield and a couple other spots in town where homes built in the 50s and 60s. It's almost a guarantee that if it's the original sewer line, it's about to fail or will fail. And we definitely want to get a sewer line inspection. Does it have gutters? Gutters are important because it helps promote good drainage and getting that water from rain and snow away from your foundation. We definitely want to pick those out in our visual observation. Walking around into the backyard, what does it look like? Is it flat? Is it level? Does it slope away from the home? Does it slope towards the home? Is there a stairway that goes into the basement? Is there a drain hole in there? How about the fence? What does the fence look like? Is the fence in good condition? Is it something that's been a collection of items over the decades where I've seen one type of fence and then another type of fence and then chain link and then the yellow snow fence? We've seen it all. So we definitely want to pay attention to the fence, especially if you're bringing along some pets to your new home. How about the landscaping? I'm paying attention mostly to drainage around the foundation, more so than I'm paying attention to pretty roses and other trees and flowers. Does the property have any sort of settling issues? If there's any sort of concrete around the property, I'm going to take a look at that. I'm going to point it out. Are we tripping over pieces of concrete? Is there a flagstone walkway heading up to the home? Has the original concrete stoop fallen a little bit? We're going to pay attention to that as well. So certainly outside of the home, just as important as the inside. Really good physical observation as we are there is vital. Let's get inside the home. What's the entryway made of? Is it wood? Is it tile? Is it some sort of laminate product? We want to know the condition of that because that's where the most amount of footsteps land. And that's the most important part to judge the rest of the flooring material off of. What's the floor plan? Is it a bi-level? Is it a tri-level? Is it a rancher? You know, in the 50s and 60s, early 50s, we're going to see ranchers only. But as we get later into the 50s, we're going to start to see some bi-levels. And then in the 60s, we see tri-levels everywhere. What are the condition of the windows inside? Just because it's a new vinyl window from the outside, the appearance could be that on the inside, these things need some TLC. Do all the locks work? How about the window tracks? Are they clean? Are the windows operable? Have they been painted over? I've seen that a few times. Is there popcorn ceilings? These sort of things matter because when we see popcorn ceilings, we know, wow, this is from the original aspect of the home when it was first constructed. So now we have to ask ourselves, is there asbestos in the drywall ceiling? Because that was a common thing, and that was the way to make that drywall much lighter and easier to install. How about if it's original popcorn, is there lead-based paint in the home? Prior to 1978, you could still paint with lead-based paint. So maybe you're thinking at this point, I need to get a lead-based paint inspection done during my inspection period of my contract. How about age of the appliances? I'm sure hoping that when we're looking at homes built in the 1950s and 60s, that you're not seeing appliances from the 50s and 60s, but it is possible. So we need to pay attention to that because that leads to energy efficiency, which leads to lower utility bills for you. Washer and dryer, are they staying? Are they going? Where are the hookups at? In the 50s, washer and dryer were located just outside the garage. Are they inside the home though? Are they buried in the basement next to the mechanical room? These are important things, especially as how they fit into your lifestyle. Age of furnace and water heater. As I've said before, I am looking right away for that orange sticker that shows the age of the furnace and the water heater and when they were installed and if they were installed with a permit. If we don't see that sticker, we have to ask the seller some questions and find out when those items were installed. Plumbing. We're looking at the copper, especially if we're in the mechanical room. We want to make sure what type of material it is. Typically in the 50s, we see copper, but every now and then some galvanized piping and some cast iron piping comes up. If it's built in the 50s and 60s, Federal Pacific fuse panel. We want to make sure that that item has either been addressed, inspected, or taken care of. And by taken care of, I mean replaced, or some sort of guts swap out kit has been installed. If we do see it, we want to ask questions. There's a lot that goes into seeing a home built in the 1950s and 60s. If you have any questions or concerns about your home, make sure you're asking the right questions. As always, as I say, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you on the next video as we talk about homes built in the 70s and 80s.